Yeah, already I can give you a really important tip for climbing is you look for feet. You think climbing is about pulling with your hands, but it's not. It's about stepping up with your feet. So always, yeah, you look for the foot, you place it, and you really trust it, and look for another foothold for your right foot.
Wow, good morning everybody. This is another exciting episode of Why Jamaica. I'm super excited as you can hear and looking forward to try it myself. Look at what's going on right on top of my head. See Danny? Alright, so I'm really excited. I actually finished climbing. Well, I tried my best, but it is very challenging. You have to literally get over all of your fears and really just be focused on the climbing. The best tip that I got from Juan and Danny is really to just let go of the feelings and the thoughts and just go and do it. So I'm really happy that I did try it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, it's a worth trying sport, definitely. And I think it's more to work on conquering your fears. Like right now I'm feeling I have to come back to try to do more than what I reached to, because it's literally something that would challenge you in the moment that you do it, but it's also going to teach you how to overcome things in life that you might be afraid of. You might be afraid to take that step and continue and try to reach to your goal. I'm just trying to, put, more meaning to it, because I felt when I went over there, I felt very emotional, and I feel like that's why it is so, challenging, because you literally have to compete yourself and try to fight yourself and your thoughts, and literally give yourself the ability to be connected to whatever you are doing and just conquer it and see what else you can do and what you can achieve while conquering your fears. I'm really impressed by the way my friends that are here from work, they tried it as well, climbed all the way to the top. Look how high it is. And yeah, definitely I was very surprised to see it his first time, and he was just climbing like he was born to it. So it's really beautiful to see people conquering their fears. Danny, what are the most important principles to be able to climb properly?
The first thing that I have to do is to climb. Try and try and try and training. You will find the way to climb each time better.
Yeah.
So,
what made you start climbing?
well, I think it's I tried once. I think it's a really good sport. Really interesting for you, for your mind, and keep your things out of your mind. Just be focusing on the rock climbing. Do you want to climb more? No, try.
So how many years are you been doing the climbing?
Like 10 years, but not only doing rock climbing, doing canyoning, caving too. So
Yeah. What's the difference between doing it in canyons than the rocks?
well, when you are doing rock climbing, you have to climb. When you are doing caving or canyoning, you have to rappel only, just go down or walking. Lean back. That's it. Very good. Be careful. Okay.
How was the view? Nice?
Yeah.
Yeah?
See,
Nice.
you can see traffic, house, trees, everything.
Let's go to the cave.
Say hi to the camera, Juan. Don't. Woo!
Okay, stop there.
All right, so Juan, you can tell us like where are you from and how did you end up here in Jamaica
Yeah.
and doing the rock climbing, you know?
Yeah. So I am from Spain,
Mm-hmm.
and I am here working as a Spanish lecturer in a teachers' college
Yeah.
in Montego Bay. But rock climbing is my passion. I've been doing it for like 10 years now, and I like to travel a lot. And most of the times in recent years when I've been traveling, I've been going to many places around the world where there's rock climbing. And I've been meeting the climbing community in different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've been in Brazil, in Cuba, in Thailand, in Vietnam, in India, any of those places where I went, I always met local people and I've been climbing with them.
Cool.
So when I moved here, I realized Jamaica is a limestone island, which means there's definitely potential for climbing. But
Why? Limestone is like a good rock?
Limestone is normally a good rock for climbing.
Okay.
Yeah, Spain is famous for its limestone cliffs. Some of the best routes in the world are there. So I knew there would be potential for climbing here. But I checked online and I saw there was almost no info of climbing. Only some tourists had posted some information about Negril, the deep water soloing in Negril, which means basically climbing on top of the sea with no protection, but nothing with a rope, so nothing bolted on the wall, no sport climbing in Jamaica before I arrived. Only Danny, who you also met, he was the only person here developing the climbing, so he started off bolting this area here. So when I got here, obviously with some help it was much easier, so we started developing it together. But our idea was to just, climbing is a very how would you say, like not selfish sport. It's a sport that depends a lot on the community and on people.
Yeah.
But what I mean to say, it's very much done. You do things for the sake of the community, expecting nothing in return. So the effort that Danny and the money and the time that Danny put into this wall, and myself helping him, he knew no one was going to pay him back. He didn't do it as a business. He didn't do it with the idea in mind to make a profit out of it. He did it as a payback to the climbing community.
Yeah.
Because when we started climbing, obviously we could always climb routes that were already there and someone else had bolted them for us, for everyone. So that's the way climbing works. It's a sport that is very much open to the community. You always need someone to climb with, so you very much depend on your partner to climb with. So it's always like a group sport.
And you have to trust the partner.
You have to trust the partner.
Yeah.
The partner has to trust you.
Yes.
And you always need someone else to climb with. So that means that we always try to form like a community, a group of people, and that's how it works in every country. So also because the climbing gear is all expensive, normally what people would do is get together, a few people get together, form a club or form a community, and that way it's easier to buy all the material that's necessary to start developing an area or to just have your own personal gear to climb with. So our idea here is just to get this community kick-started in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I started that Instagram page, just as a way for people to become aware of climbing as a sport, and to try and get people excited and to come and join us and give it a try and hopefully be part of the community.
Yeah. How do you actually start and establish a crag, you call it, not a route?
A crag, yeah, okay.
Crag.
Yeah,
I
crag,
crag.
C-R-A-G, yeah.
Okay.
We call that like a climbing area. We call it a climbing crag.
And that's like the English name for it.
It's an English name, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sector, we say in Spanish, sector.
Oh.
No, but just a climbing area. Basically, when we arrive, there's just rock there. So what we need to do is drill some of these bolts, like this one that you have here.
Yeah.
So we first drill in the rock, and then we hammer in these bolts, and then we would put a hanger, which is what you see on the wall up there, right?
Yeah.
So these hangers we can hang our carabiners to place the rope through.
And you don't put any glue or anything, you just
No,
screw
some
it.
of them are glue-ins, these are just hammered in. No, these are expansion bolts, so it has a piece that opens up inside the wall, so it makes sure no one can pull it out.
And you can do it in anywhere, or is like areas where you have to check how...
Yeah, so you need to check how solid the rock is. You normally hammer it, and if the sound is high-pitched, that means it's a dense rock that you can drill. So the first important thing is getting to the top of the cliff. That's the hard part when you're going to develop a new area. That was what Danny did back there. No? That was the hardest part for him, to go up to the top without any protection, with the drill, carrying everything with him. and then you drill.
And without nobody actually. With
Well, he had a friend here just to watch out, know that nothing is happening. And
yeah.
maybe call the ambulance if necessary. But yeah, that's the most dangerous part in climbing, is preparing the crag. Once it's done, then climbing is a very safe sport because the rope is always there, drilled through, placed through the bolts that are drilled in the wall. So it's very safe sport. Even, driving is far more dangerous.
Yes, like you risk yourself much more. So what is it that you like the most in this sport? Like what does make you wake up every morning and choose to do it? Because it's a challenge. In the end of the day, as much as you do it, you tell me that there are still situations where you find yourself a bit afraid because it's still scary. So what makes you keep on doing it? And
I just like the movement, the type of movement you have to do. Always finding a challenge, always finding a route that's a bit more difficult, and you need to figure out how the moves are first, and once you figure out the theory, then you need to practice a lot until eventually you manage to do it. And the feeling of going from thinking that something is completely impossible to eventually doing it, that's really rewarding. No, you see, it's a slow process, but you're getting closer to your goal all the time. No, so you see the improvement, and it's a personal development, right? You're focused on doing it better than last time. You don't care what anyone else is doing. You're just there to support the other people, but it's not really the person you're competing with is yourself. For me, it's about all the movement. That's why I like sport climbing. It's about the difficulty. You just have to keep trying harder things. The only thing I was I'm worried about safety, and if people want to come and climb, I'm always happy to take them, but it's really important that people learn their safety techniques. So if you do want to join us, I'm going to be, very much insisting on this, and if you don't learn that safety measures, then I won't allow people to keep climbing because it becomes a dangerous thing.
Yeah. So what does it take? What do you have to do to start? Like, do you have to be in a certain fit or whatever weight
really.
or I don't know.
I think you just want to do it, and when you do come, listen to the people, be very open and be concentrated on what people are telling you, the advice people give you, what to do, how to move. Yeah, you don't need anything special. Anyone can climb. Everyone, when we were all kids, we climbed trees, and it's natural for people to climb.
Well, some kids, you probably, some kids didn't like me.
No, and some Jamaican people I brought, they were very talented. So I think there's definitely potential for this sport here. Like Brianna was saying, if Jamaica had a bobsleigh team for the Olympics, why not a climbing team?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's definitely possible.
Definitely.